You are Neo. Let me explain. So if we look at everything in nature, it's following a bit of a sequence. When we look at the Matrix movie, everything is following a sequence. It's a simulation of reality that is, experienced. And some of the examples are, if you look at, this isn't the best example, it's a gorse leaf. But everything within nature is following a mathematical sequence. If we look at like the Fibonacci sequence, if we look at my finger, for example, everything, look at your body, the way everything's forming, it's all following a mathematical sequence. Like the Fibonacci sequence is a prime example. If you look at a flower opening, it's following that mathematical program, that mathematical sequence. If we look at like the golden ratios, another example, and another example would be like the fractalized universe theory. So if you go deeper into something, you see more of the same. And this is what we see when, people go into a microscope and they zoom in far enough, you get more of the same. And it's very interesting in nature. And nature's very beautiful. I've got this stunning backdrop behind me here, and it's just amazing, this reality and what's created in it. And I think one of the biggest take-home messages from the Matrix movie is that you are Neo. You can create what you want. Your thoughts and your subconscious beliefs create so much. And if you truly believe in yourself and you believe you can create something, and you put in all of the work to do it, and you don't see any limitations, it makes it so much easier to pull that into your reality. And I just find it so fascinating the way that everything is like interlinked, and everything is like, they say energy goes in form, true form, and out of form, never created or destroyed. So everything's like following this system, like this loop. And I had this amazing conversation with a genius there a few weeks back, and he's an expert with like the cryptocurrencies, and he's telling me that if he was looking at the stock market charts, and then he was looking at like what's going on with the crypto charts, he can tell that like it's all running off an algorithm, and he has a certain level of expertise for reading what's about to happen with the algorithm. And I just find that so interesting. And every day's a school day at the end of the day, and the more we learn, the less we know. And that's always the case I've found. I thought when I was younger, when I was learning about like all of these mathematical sequences and how they work together, I thought I knew a lot, but I realized I know nothing. And it was just I really zoned in on that when I had this conversation, because if it is a simulation and you are Neo and you can create exactly what you want, wouldn't you want to have full control over your beliefs? You wouldn't want a subconscious programming that is not desirable to be controlling your present and your future. And then one more example of this is something I looked at years ago. It was called Halton Arp, who was like an old astronomer, and he studied like planets giving birth to planets. And I found this like the most fascinating thing. So it's like literally everything is following a sequence, a cycle, and a pattern. And it's just like one of these things. The more you kind of look into it, the more questions you have. Another prime example is human chromosome number 2. That just opens up a whole world of questions with zero answers, and it's just so fascinating. So I'm really loving the work I'm doing with the belief code at the moment, helping people to remove these subconscious beliefs that aren't serving them anymore and replace them with, what they want to achieve in their life. So if you've any, questions, or please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.